Operating a modern railroad involves much more than just running trains. It takes hordes of specially trained individuals to maintain the physical plant, from bridges and signals to the tracks upon which the system depends. While today's high-strength steel alloy rails are far from the strap iron rails of the first railroads, they still require periodic attention and replacement. Rolling eastward down the CSX Grand Rapids subdivision, this curb patch equipment train will be in the area for several weeks in October 2015 as trackmen work to replace aging rail in various spots along the local main lines. One week later, the corresponding CSX rail train crew was preparing to drop new rail on the Fremont Sub and Grand Rapids Sub main lines. Seen here beginning their day in the Harlem siding north of Holland, we'll be following the day's action of this interesting rail-laying machine. Until the advent of continuously-welded rail, or CWR for short, in the 1940s, rail was rolled and laid in 39-foot segments, short enough to be transported in the common 40-foot cars of the day. With CWR, it became practical to install rail by the mile. Today, freshly minted rails are welded into quarter-mile strands and then loaded onto trains such as this one. This train, operating as CSX D006, is composed of 32 ancient modified gons with positioning cars on the rear. Rollers in each slot allow the rail to be pulled out continuously, and while conventional wisdom doesn't find thick steel rail to be very flexible, modern rail is just that, and is often referred to as ribbon rail. On straightaways, the flanged wheels under a train keep everything centered, and hence there's little wear to either railhead. However, in curves, momentum and string-lining forces rub the flanges against the inside or outside rail, producing significantly more wear. While rail grinding machines are employed to refine the shape of the rail periodically, eventually rail runs out of life and must be replaced. Downtown Holland in 2015 was a flurry of reconstruction in a bid to improve traffic flow and fix aging infrastructure. The city and railroad were busy installing new gated crossing protection where previously flashers only had been the rule. Aside from all that work, the outside rail of the graceful curve leading south from the depot was in need of replacement. With all the crew members in place, the engineer led the 8881 into town, preparing for the first of 5 drops needed to replace the aged rail. To begin the process, the rear of the train is stopped where the set-off is to begin. Next, a pickaxe is used to cut a channel underneath the existing rail between ties through which a cable is threaded. Meanwhile, temporary fish plates are bolted onto the rail. The tether cable is then secured to these bars, and a signal is given for the engineer to proceed at a crawling speed. Firmly anchored to the ground, the new rail begins to slide out of the back of the train. The operator uses onboard alignment arms to guide the rail off the racks and onto the ground, inches from where it will in turn be installed. When the end of one rail length is reached, the train is stopped so that it can be aligned with the next ribbon to be unloaded. The crew uses the guiding arms for this, and temporary fish plates are used to begin the new pull. By this process, rail is never cut to the length required before being unloaded from the train. Rather, all segments aboard the train are full length, with crews cutting them to size once pulled out. This piece, however, ends conveniently at the desired spot. Hence, the crewman torches off the fish plates rather than chewing through the entire rail. The process ends in a satisfying thud, with thousands of pounds of brand new ribbon rail coming to rest. Once clear of the crossing, the cycle begins anew, with cable thread under the existing track structure tied onto the end of the rail, and the train slowly pulled ahead as a quarter-mile steel ribbon is lurched from the back of its transporter. within a week or so, the curve patch gang we saw at the beginning of the video will arrive to install and weld the new rail into place. The welding process itself is the hottest thing in railroading, when workers use a super hot thermite reaction to fuse the high-strength steel into a continuous piece, sometimes stretching on for miles. Then, the new rail will be ready to carry tens of millions of tons of freight, along with tens of thousands of Amtrak passengers. Thanks for watching this special Maintenance of Way edition of the Thornapple River Rail Series, episode 478. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more quality high-definition railroad videos dedicated to the Middle West. Copyright 2016, all rights reserved.